Hello my friends, I'm Bee and this is Bee's Intuition, and today the reading is going to be all about what you don't see coming. So we're going to ask Spirit, what does the collective not see coming? Okay, thank you so much, please and thank you. What does the collective not see coming? Please and thank you, Spirit. So pre-shuffle was definitely showing a lot of positive cards, so I think that there's some good things happening actually. As I say that, one of the happiest cards came out, or like one of the best, honestly, in my opinion. These cards though. Okay, I'm just gonna show you because it's just like blowing my mind right now. Okay, let me show you why my mind is blown. The 10 of Cups, okay? The Empress card, okay? The Tower card. It looks scary, but it's actually pretty positive most of the time. The 10 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess as well. These are all beautiful cards. Even the Tower card, especially when it's when the Tower card is surrounded by positive cards, it's usually a good Tower moment, you know, shaking up your life in a positive way. I can't believe that this just came out like this. You have the two best 10s in the freaking deck, you know what I'm saying? The 10 of Cups. If you've seen my other videos, I have said and referred to this as my happily ever after card. It's literally, it's like 10 is the maximum amount of cups that you can get, you know? So it's like so much emotional happiness and fulfillment. Also, it's interesting that this image is kind of drawing me to it almost looks like strings connecting all of these cups. So maybe there's a sense of community attached to this happiness. So whether that be within your family, within relationships with other people or whatnot, it could very well be indicative of some sort of sense of community and that bringing about a lot of happiness and fulfillment for you. Could even be related to a job if it's something that you're very passionate about or feel very deeply about the work that you do. The Empress obviously is just being divine feminine. That's really what the Empress is all about. The two signs that the Empress represents is because the Empress represents Venus, and then Venus is represented by, or is the planet that Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus. The Tower card, I believe, is Scorpio, but I could be wrong on that. Anyways, so even the Tower card, things are crumbling, but it's only because, like, on the original card of the Tower, it's a literal tower collapsing, and it's really about that tower that's collapsing and falling apart, and it looks chaotic and scary. It was not built on a good foundation, and so the whole reason that the tower is crumbling and being removed is because it's not meant to be there, and you're meant to build something much stronger and long-lasting in its place, something that is actually better for you. And of course the 10 of Pentacles, which is all about just so much stability, security, especially when it comes to finances, and also there's a connection to like the home with the 10 of Pentacles as well. On the original image, it's a family, and it's a bunch of happiness, and it's almost like a family reunion kind of energy, and so it's like that feeling of like everything's good, everything's stable, everything's secure, and yeah, just positive cards already. So I'm gonna start clarifying just to make sure that I'm on the right track. All right, please clarify the 10 of Cups for me, please. Thank you, Spirit. Oh my goodness, I swear. This is going to be a good one. Oh my goodness. Okay. 3 of Cups, which is honestly 3 of Cups. This is clarifying the 10 of Cups. And I don't know if you remember, but I just said that the lines here remind me of like threads connecting these cups. And I said that reminded me of community. The Three of Cups is clarifying to say, yeah, you're going to have some like time with friends, people that you really care about. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it's like, you know, it's very much a reunion card in like that friendship happiness, like, you know, hanging out with your besties and stuff, like very positive. I like that a lot. Knight of Wands, and this can sometimes be like seen as slightly more negative, but I don't know, because it's like, you know, somebody that's been through a lot and, you know, they're kind of like beaten and broken, kind of like they have this wall up from the past experiences that they've experienced. So when you're entering into this time of like absolute happiness, you may not trust it at first. You may think it's too good to be true, especially if you've gone through stuff in the past. But the World card also came out to clarify the cups, the 10 of Cups, and the World card is all about finishing one cycle, completing one cycle, and then opening a completely new cycle. So if you have had a past, or you know, your current cycle maybe even is something that you're not really vibing with, if it's not really something that really makes you happy, I feel like you're going to be entering a time of closing that chapter out in your life and opening a new chapter that's full of happiness and emotional fulfillment. Good times, really, just like good times is what I'm getting more than anything. And there is sort of a transformation aspect to the World card in that way, because you're closing something out and then going into a new chapter. And then at the bottom of the deck is also the Death card, which is all about transformation. Again, there's like that transformative energy in this reading already. It's like going from one energy to another. And I feel like that's a very positive transition that you're going through right now. Let's clarify the Empress card, please and thank you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, that's too many. I just wanna, okay. Okay. We're going. Okay, I think that's good for that. Let's see. I cannot with these cards, they're so beautiful. Knight of Wands. So, well, let me just show you what else came out. So, Knight of Cups, Six of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles came out in the reverse, but I think that's actually a good thing, and I'll tell you why. But first, let me just address the two Knights and the Six of Wands. Like, girl, okay. Sorry if you don't identify as a girl, but like, this is just powerful energy. I love it so much. So, you are in the Empress energy. You're divine feminine, you're glowing, you just, your energy is just completely attractive and just powerful. You know, it makes an impact, you know, and people are noticing. You have two different people coming towards you with some sort of offer here. So the Knight of Wands, that's, I keep talking kind of fast, so sorry. The Knight of Wands, that's somebody that's passionate, somebody that has a passionate message to share with you. And then with the Knight of Cups, that's somebody that has more of an emotional sort of message for you, that wants to come forward to share that with you. So you're attracting two different people, and these could be new people because they're showing up as knights, which, you know, sort of like the pages, they're not like super matured to the point of like being kings or whatever, but that doesn't mean that they're not like worth pursuing. They could be. I think it's just a matter of like they need to get to know you better. You kind of need to build a relationship around it, like as is, not long lasting, but I feel like if you go down that route, you'll probably build that over time. And then the Six of Wands, which is honestly one of my favorite cards too, because it's all about you being celebrated as an individual. This dude here is returning from like battle, and he's like been successful. Everybody's cheering for him. They're like, woohoo, this guy is the best, you know? So I feel like you are in this energy, or you will be. This is what you don't see coming. So this is your future, dude. Like, yeah, but the Six of Wands, you're going to be celebrated. And I really like the Six of Wands, especially because I always like kind of get that energy around it, like where it's like, you're going to be celebrated for the things that you are specifically good at. Like, what are your strengths? What things have you personally succeeded in your personal life? Doesn't even have to be physical things. It can be emotional. It can be, spiritual growth. It doesn't have to be physical. But you're celebrated and you're seen as somebody that is like all eyes on you, really, And so like, hopefully that doesn't intimidate anybody, but it's very positive. And I feel like, you're kind of attracting people because you're just glowing, really. And then the Four of Pentacles, I feel like this could be something that you're doing that is making you so freaking attractive during this time and glowing. So the Four of Pentacles upright is about holding something very close, but to an extent that it may be not really healthy. And it typically, because of the Pentacles, it could involve like material things or something that's more material based. But and there's always like the heart chakra as well, sort of attached to this, because he holds one of the pentacles over his heart. And so it's like yeah, and it's also like his chakras are like kind of closed off by the pentacles, so it's also like just about kind of clinging to something that probably doesn't really serve you, but you're like afraid to kind of let it go because you don't know what else is out there. And I feel like you are flipping it on its head, you're turning it upside down. You are doing the opposite of holding on to something that doesn't really serve you. You, I think, are letting go of the things that no longer serve you and the things that maybe you held on to tightly before. If you had been in relationships in the past with people that didn't treat you right, but you were so scared of being single, or, of believing that you couldn't attract better, that is completely changing for you. And maybe that's what you're currently doing, and then this is like the byproduct of that, is like you're just glowing and you're prioritizing yourself, you're taking good care of yourself, you're removing the people in your life that don't serve you or the circumstances that don't serve you. And people see that through your energy. You don't even have to say anything, and people like can just sense something about you, and it's really causing them to like turn their heads and be like, who is that person, So it's like beautiful, beautiful energy. Oh, like I literally have goosebumps, and I'm not usually cold when I channel, but it's like, this is such intense energy, this reading. The energy attached to it is like literally goosebumps, like causing a physical reaction in my body. So it's like, this is some powerful energy. Some good things are coming to you. Let me just put it that way. Clarify the Tower card for me, please. Please, thank you. I kid you not, I kid you not. These decks, I swear, sometimes they're like pulling pranks on me or something, because I don't even believe the cards that come out, really. Let me just make sure that was all. Okay. I can't make this up. First card that came out to clarify the Tower card, the Empress again. You are such a baddie. You're in your baddie era. Yep, people see you and they're like, that is a baddie right there. I want to be like that person, Confident, doesn't care what anybody else has to say because you know what you have going on. And the Four of Wands. Both of these are incredibly positive cards, clarifying the Tower. So that just brings me back to what I was saying earlier, that this is not a bad Tower moment, Sometimes they can be. Sometimes they can be really scary, but I think this is a very positive Tower moment that's happening in your life that you don't see coming, but it's coming, And it might even be in the process right now because of this intense energy that I'm getting with the goosebumps. I feel like this is like either like right on your doorstep, like waiting to come into your life kind of thing. And it's like, but it's such a good energy. I love it. Like I feel caffeinated right now, and I haven't had caffeine since like way earlier. And it's like, I feel caffeinated right now. It's like, this is going to make you feel revitalized. This transformation that you're going to be going through. And the Four of Wands is all about a celebration as well. And it's like, typically it's like celebration of a union, because if you see, there's like two people, they're going underneath like this little, looks like a banner or something. And these, also the wands here, they kind of look like 1111, which can be a twin flame sort of connection, if that's something you believe in. So you could be attracting either a twin flame or your soul partner, and you could at some point in the future be celebrating some union with them. That's just that. That's just that. Yeah. Bottom of the deck is the Hermit. So that shows me that you've been working on yourself. You've been taking the time out to focus on you and what is important to you. And I love that energy, especially if you haven't done that in the past, which I feel like that's kind of part of my collective, you know? Because I feel like we are, because I also relate to this sort of energy. So it's like, I think that we as a collective probably are people that put other people before ourselves, you know, to an unhealthy extent. You know, there is situations where you do have to put somebody else before you, such as children or responsibilities, but not to the point where you're neglecting yourself, you know what I mean? And so I feel like you're coming out of that time where you're like putting everybody's needs before your own, you know, prioritizing everything else except for yourself. I feel like you're like, actually, no, I'm gonna focus on myself and I'm gonna make myself happy because that's what I deserve, you know? And I feel like you took the time out, you focused on yourself, you worked on your spiritual growth. Okay, I don't know why it flipped down like that, so I'm just gonna see what's underneath. Four of Cups. Yeah, so you're building boundaries, you know? And I think that's kind of goes back to like the Four of Pentacles in the reverse here. It's all about like, not what is it that you want, but rather what is good for you. And like, what is not good for you, you know? And it's like, even if you're attached to something, it may not be good for you. And so it's like, you're releasing those things that no longer serve you. You're making the decision to be selective about the opportunities that you let in, the people that you let in. And that's such a positive thing. You're prioritizing yourself with the Hermit card. And you found something as well, because the Hermit is all about, with the star and his little lantern here, it's representative of the Star card, which is all about like manifestations and finding your like north guiding star, you know? So, yeah, you probably have found something that you're either focusing your energy on and it's motivating you and bringing about this transformation for you, or it could just be a, anything really that is just guiding you forward. Maybe it could even be some sort of spiritual awakening, you know, that you're just like waking up and you're like, you know what? I want to be happy and I want to work on myself and I want to have a life that I'm proud of, you know? It could be something as simple as that. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles, please. Please, and let me see what that one is before I'm just curious. Oh, okay. The Moon card came out, but I'm gonna see what else comes out too, because that came out very fast. Speedy. Sweetie. Okay, what else for the Ten of Pentacles, please? Thank you. Please and thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, anything else? Anything else? Okay. So, Ten of Pentacles being clarified by the Moon. This is pretty much exactly what like this reading is about, what you don't see. That's pretty much the Moon in a nutshell. Like the unknown, the darkness, what lays in the shadows, you know? But that can also be attached to fear, which if you're going through some sort of tower moment, even if it's positive, we can still sometimes, our fear can be triggered, even if it's positive change. So there could be an aspect of fear with all of this positive change coming in. And also, it's probably just something that you don't see right now. Like you could be struggling financially right now and you're like not seeing this financial abundance and the security in your life, but it's coming for you. You don't see it yet, but it's coming. King of Swords. This tells me this could be somebody else that's entering your life or somebody that is bringing about this this financial abundance, or so it could be like a boss or something that's giving you a raise or something along those lines, or opening the door to this abundance in some way and the security and stability. But yeah, the King of Swords upright is somebody that is intelligent, somebody that's very thoughts over feelings. They still have feelings, but it's more like they prioritize their brain, you know, area more, their thoughts and, you know, ideas and like intelligence and all that kind of stuff. They're kind of more in that sphere. That's like their heavier focus. And then the Three of Wands came out, but it came out sideways. And I'm trying to make sure that this is right on the camera. Yeah, so it's going this way. Yeah, Yeah, that's the right direction. And when it goes this way, I personally say that that is something that is propelling you forward on your journey. And the Three of Wands is actually all about like, now is the right time to act upon something, or yeah, it could also just be the universe telling you like now is the right time to do something. And so you could be feeling that there is something here that is like, now is the time to get this ball rolling. Now is the time for me to act on this. It could even be having to do with ideas, because the swords deal with ideas here, with the King of Swords here. So maybe like it's an idea and somebody is going to, I don't know, pay you for this idea or something, or it's going to bring about like a lot of security and abundance in the future. And Seven of Cups. So it's like you have options in some part of your life right now, and that could be career opportunities. That could be, with the cups, I almost see it like as like, if it's career opportunities, it's stuff that you find very emotionally fulfilling. And so, yeah, maybe you have to be selective. Maybe you're getting offers about something. So whether that has to do with love or finances or anything like that, even career options, like I said, because, you know, there is that part with the Pentacles. This is clarifying the Ten of Pentacles after all. So it's like, you could have just like a lot of options and you're kind of like feeling them out. Like, what is the best fit for me? Like, what is actually going to serve me? And so, yeah. So with the Seven of Cups, this is all about like options, but like not all of these options are good. Like, if you look there, there's like a snake in one of the cups, and then there's like jewels in one of the cups. So it's like some of them are better offers than others. So I feel like you're being selective, like the Four of Cups that we saw earlier at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you're going to be selective. You're going to be, you're going to be selective about the things that you allow into your life. Are they good for you? Are they not? Eight of Swords can mean that you're in your head actually about these decisions that you're making during this time. Yeah, so maybe there's some sort of decision that you're not really sure about, especially when it comes to options. And maybe you're uncertain about it because, again, the Moon card is all about the unknown. So it's like maybe you don't see how these could lead to this financial abundance, but it's like one of these options could very well. And it's like maybe you're feeling that pull with the Three of Wands like that. It's like I feel like maybe you're being called to make that decision. Yeah, with the Three of Wands coming out that way, you could very much be feeling drawn to making a decision, and maybe that intensity of like feeling the pressure to make a decision is causing you to be in your head a little bit, because maybe you're like, I need more time to think about this. I need more time to consider things fully. And yes, also you could be in your mind right now in this current moment before this stuff comes to light for you. So maybe like you have been stressed out financially and it's causing you to be very much in your head and very, because the swords can very much indicate overthinking, and especially the Eight of Swords card. So it's like you may be overthinking some situation that could work out much easier than you think. And it could even have to do, again, with ideas. Maybe you have an idea that you've kind of been mulling over in the back of your mind, but you're like, is it good enough? Is it going to make me enough money? Is it worth pursuing? You know, and I feel like the answer is, ooh, I scooted one of the cards off the table, I mean. So with the Three of Wands, like I said, the universe is probably indicating for you that now is the right time to make this decision or go for it, you know? And so like, if you have an idea that you've been mulling over in the back of your head that you're like, oh, I don't know if it's worth it, I don't know if it's going to be, you know, a success, don't worry about that part. Just do it because it's what your heart is telling you to do right now, because you never know where that's going to lead you. One thing about life that is so beautiful is like, we can think that our path is one thing, and then we get on that path and we realize, actually, you know, I never thought of like this specific sphere of this type of path, or, you know, this has inspired me to actually go about this other sort of career path or whatever it is, you know, idea that you're pursuing or whatever. And so life is funny that way. So like even just trying something and realizing, it's not for me, that can be perfectly good and actually very healthy, because it helps you kind of realize what is for you and what is not. And sometimes we don't know until we actually act upon those ideas, you know? And so, yeah, I feel like that's definitely something there. Like you could be very much in your head about something, like maybe even this decision making right here, this like whole like decision thing that you have to make, and there's like multiple options and stuff. Maybe you're a person with a lot of ideas and you can't choose between all of your ideas. And I know this is gonna sound insane, but like maybe you should try them all. I know that sounds crazy, because it's like, when are you gonna find the time to do every single idea that you ever have? But like some things you can dabble in, you know, you don't have to go full force, completely 100% into something and devote your whole time, your whole life to that thing. You can dabble. For example, this is completely a random example, but for me personally, I like to do Duolingo, and I like to dabble in different languages, because I think languages and just learning languages is a very interesting process. And so, yeah, in order to stay on Duolingo and keep that pattern of like practicing languages, I sometimes get bored with the language, and so I switch to a different language. And you know, that's how I personally do it. So it's like, if I want to learn German, French, and Spanish, I can practice all three. Why not? You know, sometimes we like overthink things before they become a reality, or before we even try that thing. You know, we can already tell ourselves like, I can't even start one language because I'll get so overwhelmed, and you know, I'll get lost and it'll be too difficult and I'll never keep up with it. You know, we tell ourselves these things, you know, and those things actively hold us back and keep us from exploring those paths in our life. And so it's like, you know, if you're drawn to multiple ideas that you have in your mind and you're like, well, I can't do any of those don't seem realistic. What if you just start out with like a little baby step in that direction? And maybe also at the same time, try a little baby step in a different direction as well. You know, you don't have to completely, as I said, devote something and go at it 100% really hard, all of a sudden, just like, you know, bam. You know, you could, that's what you're drawn to, of course, but you don't have to. And you can start with little baby steps, just starting out something, just exploring the possibility of something can open your eyes so much to that, and to growing as well. There's a big part of growth that comes with that. Trying something, realizing it's not for you, or that it is for you, and then you're like, yeah, you know, you're finding what works for you and what doesn't. Again, and that goes back again to the boundaries and the, you know, being selective. It's not even like you have to, it's not that I'm saying that you have to be selective about your ideas that you're pursuing, but the selective part is like, what is for you, what is not, you know, and that's part of it. That's part of the process. At the bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups. So maybe you've been experiencing some not great times in love, you know? You could have been very disappointed, or maybe you're currently disappointed. Maybe you recently went through some sort of breakup or not fun time in terms of romance, or something that was emotionally fulfilling you at one point. But like I said, with the Empress card and the Ten of Cups, those are both indicating, and also the Tower card with the Empress and the Four of Wands. Yeah, you literally have so many things on the table right now that are saying that good, positive relationships are coming into your life. And whether that be dates, even if it's not like a complete relationship, maybe you're going on some fun dates. Maybe you're playing the field a little bit. Maybe you're also hanging out with friends more. Maybe you're spending more time with your family. Maybe you're strengthening those bonds, you know, to make your relationships much stronger, even if it's not romantic. And then there's the Four of Wands that can also be telling you that you may be attracting love. And so, of course, that's what you don't see coming, but this could be your current experience with the Five of Cups. You may be disappointed about something. Maybe something didn't work out for you, and that's okay. Because again, that's like, I feel like that's the theme of this reading, really. It's like, what is for you, what is not? Because if something didn't work out, maybe it wasn't meant to work out. Even it's hard, I know that sounds, you know, nobody wants to hear that, especially when they're going through heartbreak. But yeah, like, I said what I said, you know, like sometimes you know, things are taken out of our life so that better things can be put in their place. And that goes back to the tower theme again. You know, that tower's falling down because it wasn't built on a good foundation. And so once it crumbles, you can build up a better tower, one that's way more stable, one that's way more long lasting, that won't come crumbling down at the first thunderstorm, you know? And so I think that that's what's happening with your love life as well. So if you're disappointed in love, I think that that is changing for you. And it's what you don't see coming as well. So it's like you may currently, as I said, be in this energy, but it's actively changing. And maybe now that you cleared away somebody that wasn't for you, your energy is clear, and maybe that's attracting your true person, you know, especially because you're entering this Empress era. Also, the Five of Cups, maybe you were the one that had to break it up because the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Remember I was telling you, like, maybe you were clinging on to something that maybe wasn't serving you so much anymore? It could have been a relationship, and maybe it was hard to do. And honestly, shout out to you for doing that, because that's one of the hardest things to do when it comes to relationships, because, you know, we're all told, like, oh, it's better than being alone. Not true. Anyways, so, where was I going with this? Yeah, so Five of Cups, yeah. You've experienced some emotional disappointment, and yeah, it could very well be that you had to break up with somebody because they were no longer serving you, and you realize, like, why am I holding on to this person when they don't treat me right, they don't give me what I need and what I want, and, you know, there's a million, I don't know how many people there are in the world, billions probably, you know, and so it's like, out of all those people in the world, do you really think that that one person that is treating you like crap, do you really think that person is your soulmate? Let's be real honest with ourselves. And most of the time we realize, actually, no, you know? And like, again, there is that aspect of needing to believe that better is out there, you know, and it's for you as well, you know? So yeah, I think that you're removing those kinds of things from your life that are no longer emotionally fulfilling you. And you are saying bye-bye, even if it's difficult, even if you have this time of sadness, you're gonna be like, you know, I'll cry about it, but I'll get over it. You know, I'll eat a bunch of ice cream, I'll watch my comfort movies, I'll probably veg out for a few days, but ultimately I'm gonna be okay, you know? And that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling here, is like you're changing your mindset about these types of things. Because yeah, you're gonna be starting to prioritize yourself. And going back to the bottom of the deck on this deck as well, with the High Priestess, there is that strong connection to spirit that you have, and to your intuition, because the moon up here as well. And so you probably have been feeling something within you. And I think it's the divine speaking to you through your intuition, really. And you probably have been feeling this sense of something needs to change. And I think you're finally listening to that little voice inside you saying, like, you know, are these things serving me? Are these things right for me? And I think you're kind of like, I want to say playing the field, but not in terms of relationships, but rather in all areas of your life. You're like, what is for me, what is not? Let me see, experiment, you know? I feel like that's kind of part of the process as well. It's like experimentation. You're experimenting with, like, what happens when I remove this toxic energy out of my life? What happens when I pursue this idea that I've been holding on to for a really long time? And I feel like through doing those tiny little changes, they can start out very small and then grow to be so much bigger, because, like, even the smallest little, like, speck of something that you can do to change today, I feel like the universe sees that, and they I don't know how to explain it really, other than good things come about when you choose yourself and when you actively are trying to find what fulfills you, not what you feel pressure to do, not what is easier than being single or whatever. You know, it's like, what is good for you? What is truly meant for you, you know? And I feel like that is what this reading is all about. It's like you're choosing yourself, and only good things can come about that. Only good things can come about that. When you choose yourself and when you prioritize yourself, you treat yourself well, things can come together for you. You just have to believe that that is possible for you. And it is. And that's what this reading is telling you. This is very much possible for you, and it's what you don't see coming. So this is gonna be your life. When you make all of these decisions and you choose yourself, you explore options, whether in love or ideas, you're going to have a lot of success in that, and the universe, I feel like, is going to be giving you the thumbs up, because there is a strong message as well I'm getting when I read between the lines of this reading. Is like the divine is with you, and the divine is guiding you onto your path, whether you realize that or not. This reading, I really like it. I really love this reading. Ooh. Intense energy. And when I get that kind of like energetic energy, you know, because like I feel like I just drank like a Red Bull or something, and I feel like kind of even jittery to an extent, but you know, I haven't had caffeine since this morning, so it's like yeah, when I feel a lot of energy like that, it's almost like it vibrates in my skin kind of feeling. I feel like that means that it's just about to happen. It's just about to, because like it's almost becoming physical, you know, this energy is almost becoming physical, because I can feel it, I can get the goosebumps and stuff, and like, yeah, so this is probably happening very soon for you. Like, I feel like as soon as you start making these decisions for yourself, I feel like you're gonna notice, even if it starts out small, and you're like, oh, you know, like maybe since you've been prioritizing yourself, maybe when you go to the store, like people are holding doors for you, and like you're like, oh, usually people don't really hold the door for me, that's nice, you know. Or, you know, maybe like smallest little things, you know, maybe somebody compliments your haircut, or somebody's like, oh, I love that shirt that you're wearing, you know, and you're like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that's nice, you know. It could be the smallest little things, like little gifts from the universe to kind of remind you that you're doing a good job and you're on the right track. I love that energy so much. Yeah, so I think that just keep going, even if you feel, you know, completely defeated and like nothing's going your way. Things are changing for you, because you're making the right choices right now to make your future what you want it to be. And I'm so proud of you for that. So yeah, that's the reading. I hope that you really enjoyed this, and I hope that you resonated with it. And if you resonated with it, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also feel free to comment any ideas for future readings if you'd like. And I will hopefully, I will look at them and see what we can do with that. So yeah, when you subscribe to the channel, you can become part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee, Bees Live in Hives, and so you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little community here, a little community of bees, if you please. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching this, and I hope that you stay tuned for my next reading. I'll see you then. Bye!